We're live.
Hello and welcome to the Weekly Word. Tonight is Thursday, September 12th. I'm Morgan West.
And I'm Rich Parla, welcoming our very special guest, Karen Ascetta. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm the aforementioned Karen Ascetta. I have been playing D&D with Morgan specifically for a little over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I became acquainted with these two.
Yep.
And it has slowly consumed my life.
Slowly.
I'm happy that it has.
Slowly.
It means I get to spend more time with you.
I'm currently in four games, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Not kind of the one I'm trying to DM, but haven't had a session in like 4 months.
It's been a while.
But anyway, that's my connection to I almost said sport, not a sport, game.
Sometimes it gets as competitive as sports.
I was going to say,
competitive.
and then when you do the 24-hour marathon, then...
Oh, then it really is like a sport. That was a lot of fun. That was a good night.
It's coming up again, January.
Good, because I loved the 24-hour thing. I was so exhausted and like sleep deprived. It was great.
It really was so great.
And I just made the simplest, most easy to run character. I was just a Circle of the Moon druid, and all I did was use my wild shape. That was it. I don't think I cast a single spell the entire time.
Wow.
I was just like, I'm a giant spider.
Did you see? Did you? I think it was at like my 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. game ended an hour early, so I went and got the bagels. But before I went to get the bagels, I went home and I took a shower. So I had to come back to this.
Lucky.
And then I went and got the bagels and brought them back.
Yeah.
So great.
I didn't start actually playing that night until about 3 a.m. because I had been doing mostly panel.
You were running
commentating, and just making sure that the stream was working, that we weren't having any issues like between the cameras. Yeah. What a fantastic night that was.
It was so great. I will forever love giant spiders. If you're a druid and you go into a dungeon, become a giant spider. Because you can avoid the traps by just crawling on the ceiling.
Unless you're playing with Rich as your DM, because he will just squash you.
I don't like spiders.
Giant spider. Okay.
Yeah, I can squash a giant spider.
He'll find a way.
But it was great.
I was warned early.
Every single enemy that approached, like there was a tiny group of goblins, and I was just like, web. And I was like, I'm Spider-Man.
It's actually a good idea. It is. But, I kill spiders.
Generally, it's a good way to go through and, like, clear the dungeon of obstacles and let other people deal with things. Mm-hmm. I think I was a spider for, like, 4 hours.
I had, there was this wizard who continuously created a familiar that was a spider. I would find ways to kill him. I would literally find ways to kill him. After a while, he got the hint and made something else.
Spiders are so cool, though. Like, you should branch out and try and, like, face your fear through D&D.
Yeah, no.
Also, one of my friends is a huge insectophiliac, I guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
Anyway, loves bugs. Should probably have gone into that field. But I now get Snapchats of, like, random insects he finds.
That's
and that
cool.
includes when he squashed a mosquito, he took it and put it in a spider web, and then watched the spider and continued to send us the video of the spider wrapping up the mosquito.
Wow. That's just
like
gross.
Frodo style.
Wow.
Gross.
And keeping it in the corner of the web for later.
So I don't think slugs don't count as insects. I don't know what is a slug. Do we know what family a slug falls into? Because this is like subject adjacent, but playing D&D one night 2 years ago around this time, a mollusk. Okay, I was playing D&D around this time of year 2 years ago, and we went outside to grab delivery that had come. Mm-hmm. And we saw two slugs having sex, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I have a photo on my Instagram.
Have you seen giant tortoises having sex? Because that definitely, I think, tops slugs.
Degraded before we even got to our first
Just give me a second. Here we go. So I've got a photo. It's amazing. So they have both male and female sex organs, and they both impregnate themselves at the same time when they're copulating, and that's amazing. Viewers,
why do they even need each other at that point?
Because it's like exactly.
whatever.
It's amazing. I apologize for anyone squeamish. I hope you enjoyed it otherwise. But so with that dalliance into vulgarity,
how are we gonna transition this now?
Let's talk about dice.
Let's go back to gaming, please.
And how almost without a partner they seem to multiply. Haha! I've done it.
I was gonna make a joke about like eggs. How they just
they don't need genetic variation. They just appear differently.
Yeah.
So dice. Buy to play or play to buy. Dice obsessions for gamers. We all have it. Some more vocal than others. I used to collect dice. I had at one point, I think there was a sack. We used to call it the dice sack. And it was probably about this big, a big giant bag, and we just had it filled with dice.
Wow.
And it's since dwindled, but I've never...
Do you give them away?
They've either got lost, and I think most of them were just like extras.
Okay.
And now my daughter has them to play with, so she's good. But, now I just have a smaller dice sack. It's just enough dice for me. It's still an obsession, I get it, but...
So I don't have a substantial dice sack or anything like that, but I do have quite a lot of dice. And for me... Each one of my dice is, like, precious. So, like, we've all seen now that meme online about the types of D&D players there are. And there's the first who use dice because you need something to roll. And then there are D&D players who have, like, one or two select dice that they use and love. And then they called them goblins, like dice goblins, who are like, a pile of shinies, like, don't touch my shinies, more. Which, I can...
You relate to.
I can relate to that. I don't like thinking of myself as a goblin.
No, you're a dragon. You're a beautiful, majestic dragon, and the dice are your horn.
Yes, I have literally said that in my head a few too many times to justify my obsession.
You are smug.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's only bad when moving in your sleep causes an avalanche of dice.
I'm not there yet.
Tiny hobbit. That's the line.
That would be a lot of dice.
I'm not there yet.
No.
But I do happen to accidentally find myself on Kickstarter a few too many times a week supporting new dice. Oops. But hey, giving back to the community. And there's also, it's amazing that community has grown so substantially. I really appreciate that there's a certain aspect of, like, collecting now.
And it's
that
also,
like, branches away from, like, miniatures. That is, like, a DM sort of thing,
like,
I think.
The thing is, as a player, you're really like, okay, well, I have this character. I'll get, like, a mini for my character.
Mm-hmm.
But, I, as a player, have no need for a dragon mini, but I want one.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't find a reason to have one, which might be the reason I started DMing, so I can have an excuse to get other minis, and paint them and make them pretty. But dice themselves have become such a art form, like a craft, that I feel like I've seen. You can see on Twitter, Instagram, all these things like dice. They have like miniature flowers in them, or like fish, or
the gold flakes are super popular now.
And it's just also I for the first time watched a video on how you actually make dice. Didn't realize there was so much pressure involved, and like there's like a vacuum and pressure, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like potentially dangerous if you mess up. So I didn't know
if you're using like a pressure pot, yes. Alex and I tried our hand at making dice last winter.
I remember.
We failed miserably, but
Wasn't that long ago?
No?
No.
Oh, well.
It was this year sometime.
It was when it was a little
winter
cooler out, because I remember thinking we should really be doing this in the summer when we can do it outside and we don't have to worry about ventilating the apartment, but we didn't wait. But it's something that you can enjoy outside of actually playing the game.
Right.
And how you were saying earlier too, like there's a little bit of like mysticism around dice now too.
Like, the mysticism of like, oh well, this one rolls well for me, this one doesn't. Which, as a logical, sane person, I fully understand that a well-made dice is equal like equal ability to roll on every side. However, I still have my favorites.
Yes.
So there's
They roll better for me.
There's a lot. Like last year, it was the last couple of years is probably year of science dice, where they're perfectly balanced to roll equally all over the place. You got to think whenever you put something in it, you're weighting it some way or another, and if even the numbers, when you put the numbers on it, you're favoring one side or another, very little bit.
Ever so slightly, yeah.
But, ever so slightly. Even think of a six-sided dice with the pips. You have more pips on one side, it becomes a little bit lighter on that side because you've dug out some of the material.
Sure.
So, there is but I agree with the mysticism. Like, most of my players don't like me rolling my 20-sided dice because I roll too high most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Or how about people who roll their dice when they sit down to the game and roll out their like low numbers first? That
doesn't make any sense.
That's phooey, but also sometimes we do it.
I would do that, but I'm never on time.
But even I have been known to roll my die, not like what I got, and swap them.
Oh yeah.
I do that. I constantly throughout the game I swap them. Even yesterday when I was running my game, I put my dice out and I was rolling them. I didn't like the rolls I was getting, so I swapped them out throughout the entire night. Subconsciously, like I didn't realize it until later on. I'm going, why am I using these? And then I was, oh wait, because
I mean, and it's always, I don't know about anyone else, but it's always the cheap dice that are ugly that always roll great. It's never my pretty expensive dice that roll well. It never is.
They put all their money into prettying them up.
I just got a set of lab dice from Chessex. It's the lustrous pink with blue. And I use that for my Tuesday night character, Raffia. And I paired it with a set of Runic Quest dice, which look perfect together. It's like cotton candy, really. But I've noticed that D6 rolls really well, but the D8 doesn't. So I use that dice for my Earthbreakers bludgeoning damage, and do not use it for the force, which would be a 1d8 force, 1d6 bludgeoning, 2d6 technically bludgeoning. But yeah, there's a certain level of like
superstition.
Yeah,
superstition, but I don't have the time to do this. But I'm sure if I were to roll each dice like 100, 200 times, it would not be the balanced way it's supposed to be. I'm sure of it.
You're probably right.
Also,
it probably wouldn't be too far off, though.
I've also tried to do that whole saltwater balance
well, that was
thing.
what I was going to ask. Have you ever tested them?
It takes a lot of salt, guys. Yeah, I spilled a lot of salt on the counter. There was a problem.
That's funny.
So yeah, I couldn't actually. Also, I did it for all my like plastic dice, and I was like, oh great, now I'll go try my metal ones. Drop the metal one into the sinks. So you have to remake your solution when you test your metal dice.
That's really funny.
4 times as much salt.
Oh my gosh.
Letting you know.
Yes. Wow. You need a lot of salt.
You might as well just be using Jell-O at that point.
So that brings us to our D&D tip.
Yes.
Which is, and why didn't you call me out on it? I didn't copy the story into the tip, actually, into the...
I just clicked on the link instead.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, what? There's no tip there.
No.
So
I can read it. I have it up.
I have it in here now, but can
beautiful.
Go.
So this tip is brought to us by Sly Flourish on Twitter, #D&D tip. Build 2 layers of deception into your villains. The first one discovered covers up the second. Which I like. It's a good tip.
I do. One of the things that I think DMs often, and players do too, is NPCs wind up becoming one-dimensional. And they shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Not every NPC needs to be fully fleshed out or
party's ally.
Right, the party's ally, or even the party's enemy, right? But there's no reason why a shady bar innkeeper that is a contact can't have multiple layers of personality. I mean, the players do. Why can't the NPCs?
Right.
They should, because I think it makes them interesting. But, and this one specifically says villains. I said NPC, but, with a villain, villains aren't stupid. Nefarious villains are smart. They have a plan, and they probably have contingencies to that plan. They deserve a little bit more strategy than the average foe.
Well, so when I first read it, I was a little bit like, I needed to give it a thought. Like, well, what would that actually look like? And I was just reading through the comments, and Sly Flourish actually does elaborate on an example, and the example was, so there's a shadowy mastermind, and they've got a tell, which is like a strange cough that points to deception when he's talking about a noble, but the tell is actually a deception itself.
He's doing it on purpose.
So he's doing it choosingly so that the players think that he's misdirecting them. So, and I really like that. That's like so clever, but I don't know how much time we actually would get to spend like actually discovering that the tell was fake.
That would be a campaign. That would be a campaign arc.
That's not a one shot.
Yeah.
That's also anything that involves something like with multi layers. That's gonna be a campaign thing.
A campaign thing that players can take note of.
Right. Like I just watched on the YouTube channel All Things D&D. They do these little. They narrate animated little stories from various people's like D&D campaigns.
Right.
And the story that just came out this week was about a false Hydra that the DM ran. And I thought that was the most interesting thing. Basically, if you don't know, a false Hydra is a creature that erases memories of the people in proximity to it. So if it eats someone, everyone in proximity forgets about that person. So it turns out the party, which basically, long story short, the players found out that there had been an additional character who'd been traveling with them this entire time.
Oh boy.
Who'd been eaten by the Hydra the moment they like got into town. And it was their cleric, so they thought, oh, I've just been finding health potions everywhere. No, that was them being healed by the cleric.
Oh boy.
And they eventually found like this character's backpack and correspondences.
Right.
Oh my god, that's actually tragic.
But very cool.
But there were like little hints throughout the entire campaign. Like people kept referring to them as the trio, and they thought they were referring to like the two characters and one of the characters' pets. Wasn't the pet.
Clever. That's really clever.
It's also, like you said, that multiple layers is maybe campaign level. But don't forget, one-shots can have multi-layers too, but they can be different. They can be misdirections.
Yeah.
Right. And if it's something that like, a false Hydra isn't interesting unless the players find out. Like, if they just went through and killed this creature and never found out that it was erasing people and memories from existence, it wouldn't be nearly as tragic.
No.
So
I agree.
If it's going to be a one-shot or a very short thing, these have to be easily discoverable things.
Yes.
But the only reason they found out about the false Hydra is because, they spent the time to go through houses that were just left abandoned. And
right.
The players questioned things. And at one point, I think it was the druid or the ranger in the story was like, okay, where's my bear companion? And the DM's like, you don't have a bear companion. You've never had a bear companion. And the entire table just erupted and argued with the DM. And then he's like, no, you don't have a bear companion.
So, keep that thought, by the way, because that's going to tie into the next topic.
So let's go into the next topic.
Are you ready to go into the next topic?
Let's do it.
That's quick.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go into the next topic. So the next topic is called Observations of a DM. I will read the story, but then we will expand out on what it actually means. NPCs, non-player characters, for those who don't know what an NPC is, there are sometimes people who don't play, will often give player characters information if spoken to politely, offered a drink, or if the players help them in some fashion. Maybe give them some money, a tithe, be nice.
Yeah.
You get a lot more information. But in reality, what happens is the players turn to the NPCs and say, tell me everything you've ever known about anything I can think of, or I will punch you in the face and take your shoes. And how often have we seen that?
Like all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's...
Even out of character.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even players that are good players go down that path.
Right. So, I mean, I think it it's just so tempting because, you know, we're in this fantasy world and we're making a lot of assumptions of like, oh, well, like the sky is blue and like there's gravity.
That's the reflection of light through nitrogen. Sorry, go ahead.
But, you know, you kind of have to, unless you're getting a lore dump, which I have been fortunate enough to get from other DMs, you know, 20 pages or something, which I never read.
Oh boy.
Will read, I promise. You know, the only way to get information is either through talking to NPCs, a bunch of successful history checks, or religion, or, you know, checks to observe the world around you and things that are happening. And it's a lot easier to talk to an NPC and maybe talk a little nicer or threaten an NPC than it is to make a bunch of history checks.
Yeah, I mean, and when you see that intimidation bubble circled in, like, it's just so tempting.
Yeah.
It's just so tempting.
But, I mean, that's...
I've been guilty of it, I think.
know, I've seen you do it.
Wait, what?
I've seen... Oh, no, that was Morgan, not Raffia. Okay. Okay.
She just bullies people.
Yeah.
Look, I've done it with my assassin, but that's his nature.
I plan on doing it in one of the campaigns I'm in because I accidentally picked intimidation.
Oh boy.
But
is this 6 or is this someone
It's not
else?
6, don't worry about it. 6 is not intimidating at all.
I love 6 so much.
I love 6 so much. Oh, I went out the other night, like, you know, happy hour, and just based on where we are, like a bunch of people talking, I was just like, all I can do is hear 6's voice as everyone is talking with all these accents. By all these accents, I mean one accent.
Right.
Localized to this area of the world.
Right.
Oh my god.
So last night, the players were trying to find information about what has been going on. Children have been going missing. They're trying to. So the half orc says, "I'm going to stop a passerby." I'm like, "Oh, guy, girl, what, you know, just the first female." I'm like, "Okay, how tall are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm like 6'6". Right. And not wearing a shirt. Right. Right. She just stares at you, and then runs away. What did you expect? I mean, you're huge. And then the cleric goes up to, I'm going to go find one of the priests giving alms, right? And I'm going to make a donation. And they found out everything they needed to know.
Wow, that's clever.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Give
I mean,
alms. I like that.
That's all they had to do.
I recently found out in the campaign Morgan and I are in together that when in the presence of a god, you should be snarky about said god.
Oh Lord, that was such a mistake.
It was such a mistake. I'm realizing it now.
Yeah.
That was such a mistake. But yeah, because that was not my god, and I also had doubts as to his legitimacy as a god. I'm sorry.
That's fun.
Gods should be able to not get locked out of their own houses.
Oh Lord, Karen.
That's
Oh my God,
Seal.
you're gonna get us in so much trouble.
My point is that my character had doubts.
Yeah.
Because things weren't lining up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I remembered that we've had multiple DMs throughout this campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why things don't line up.
Oh, Tuesday night.
Yeah, so there are a lot of inconsistencies just when multiple people helm a story. There's inconsistencies. It's bound to happen. But, yeah, so once I was like, oh, he's legitimate. I tried to make up for it. It didn't work.
Well, you're working on it. I think you're making
He
progress.
left.
Well, I mean,
gone. There's no way to apologize.
he might come back.
He'll.
I think he was conveniently gone.
I think
Ooh.
I literally the god that.
Oh, okay.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he left because we were like, hey, we're really concerned about these things, and he's like, oh, you guys take care of the thing in the place that I can't go to, and I'll go take care of this other thing that you're worried about. That's what I'm thinking happened.
I would love for that to have been the case.
Oh no, he's not gonna go do the rest of our campaign for us. that would be wonderful.
Shucks.
So another example of this was when players go into the mayor's courtyard and they're surrounded by guards and they're trying to get a job and they're trying to get some more information, and the people giving them the job says, we can't give you any more information, take it or don't, it's not a big deal. and they decided they were going to cast command on the guy telling them the information. And I was like, oh, okay. So the mayor's aide said, oh my God, they're casting a spell, and now you guys are getting kicked out. And,
or killed, yeah.
Right. So the players got physically mad at me because of their reaction, saying that that's not how it should have happened. That's not how it should have reacted. How are we supposed to know that there was someone who can sense magic?
You're at an important place where there might be people. That's like playing a character.
I'm like, really? How is this my fault?
We were out of town and we were trying to get into like a restricted area. So I tried to as a sorcerer with all my charisma, tried to go up to the guards and chat them up. And it wasn't going well. So then I tried to cast friends and they passed their save. So then I immediately got sat down and questioned as to why I was casting spells on guards. And I was like, I did not realize they would know when they succeeded.
Right.
So read your spells.
Yes. I will say though that this is a D&D this topic is specifically for D&D because in Shadowrun the nicer you are, the less information you get. You have to threaten. And as a matter of fact, it's
world is based more on
it's post-apocalyptic. It's
cyberpunk. Survival.
Yeah.
Based.
You're also Shadowrun, so you do illegal stuff.
You're like a criminal in post-apocalyptic world, intimidation, survival. Like those are your priorities.
Yeah.
Depending on the setting of D&D, you could be in a illustrious kingdom with knights and chivalry's a thing. And your manners count, which again, I'm learning not to be so snarky.
Your manners count sometimes.
So, yeah, your words count. I'll still never get over when Rafia's mom, decided, did she, I forget if she held a knife up to me or what.
She threatened you. I don't remember if there was a knife involved or not.
And I was just like, okay, I forgot that I'm hated by everyone. Cool. Consequences of picking a drow, guys.
Yeah.
There's a drow in my party on Wednesdays. Are
there consequences?
There are consequences, yes. They happen to be in a more tolerant area at the moment.
Okay.
But she gets looks from everybody.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, slight tangent. I try to when I first started, I made all my characters giant oxymorons. So a drow, light cleric, gnome, barbarian. I tried to pick the race and the class that were not supposed to go together. And I'm realizing why they're not supposed to go together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, also I give myself disadvantage with a decent proportion of, there's some spells that I would love to use, but then I would be rolling at disadvantage. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because sunlight puts me at disadvantage, and I can bring sunlight into dark places.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Figure out how to roleplay that
one. I'm 100% prepared to be I cast this, I'm going to go stand in the corner and take the dodge action until the fight's over. That might be what we have to do from now on. I'll just be sunlight. I'm going to go stand here and just be just dodging everything.
Yeah.
And maintaining my concentration on all your buffs.
That's an interesting point that there are people who inherently try and min-max their characters as much as they can, so they'll pair the class with the races as best as possible.
Right.
They'll pick the background that suits that pairing as well as possible. And then there's people who
I wanted an interesting story.
Explicitly try and craft a memorable, unusual, sometimes awkward and clumsy character
and not min-maxy at all.
Yeah.
There's actually an infographic, it's pretty popular online, of the most common race and class combinations.
Okay.
And it is my mission to find the tiniest, because it's represented the bigger the circle, the more that race is played in that class. It is my goal to find the itty-bittiest little circles, which are a pixel big itself, so it's more of a process of elimination than actually looking at it thing, and play those and do it well.
There are a lot of classes and races that I haven't ever played. I've never played an elf.
Have you...
You never played an elf?
I've never played an elf.
What is wrong with you?
I find myself always picking elf, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be the elf again, because I'm always the elf.
Yeah, I've never played an elf. I've never played a half elf. I have played a human once, I think. I made a dwarf and never got to play it.
I was a dwarf, and for the 24-hour thing, actually.
Mhm.
And so at some point in the 24 hours, I determined that my entire goal was I want to own land.
Mm.
And anytime someone was talking about something, I'd be like, I don't know. They'd be like, where have you been? I'm like, under a rock. That was the entire setup for my character. Is that I've been literally under a rock.
Oh my god, you're nuts.
So I have no idea what's going on or how society works or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to own land. So every time they were like, okay, can you do this bitch for us? I'm like, I don't know. Can I get land? Are you going to give me this land?
Oh my god.
So
I've
It might surprise you. I've never played a gnome.
really?
Yeah.
Gnomes are my favorite.
they're fun.
Gnomes are what they're what I instinctively want to play every
Really?
single time I sit down to play.
I've never, other than like trying to juxtapose it with barbarian, I've
Mhm.
never wanted to be a gnome.
Really? I love
them.
them. I love them.
I think
I explained on this show once why I like them so much. It's because of a piece of like popular culture that like tainted
is
my
it
image
the
of gnomes. No.
hats?
Oh, David the Gnome. That was a great show, but no, it was the Artemis Fowl book series.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Because those are more like deep gnomes than regular gnomes.
yeah. But just like who they are, like I found so entertaining.
Really, it wasn't Romeo and Juliet that
No.
ruined gnomes for you? Really?
It sounds like it ruined
Okay,
gnomes for me.
no, it didn't. It didn't ruin anything. No.
What about its sequel, Sherlock Gnomes?
Oh my god.
If Tara was sitting here, I'm sure it would like motivate her to play a gnome in the future.
Dave, we have some comments. Dave was saying he usually ends up playing a cleric, but his first D&D character was a chaotic evil halfling fighter. My first character was elf.
My first character was...
Because elves you didn't pick.
Right, I remember that. Yeah, elves was just like both.
Elves were
elves,
a class and a race.
Really?
Like
Yes.
dwarf was, right? Wasn't dwarf?
Yes, dwarf. It was human, and a human could be a fighter, a rogue, a mage, or a cleric. And then there was elf, which was a cross between fighter wizard. And then there was a dwarf, that was a dwarf. Then there was a halfling. Yeah, I think those are the only four.
Wow.
That's it. I have those books.
How far we've come. Now there's like how many races there?
There's so many, and I want to play them
There's
all.
way too many.
I have no desire to play them all. I'm in this for the storytelling. So I want to play the race and the class and the background combination that creates the story.
Yeah.
That fits well into the campaign.
I mean, I want that too, but I want an opportunity to try all of them.
I'm still waiting to play an Asimar. One
Asimar?
of those. I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna play one in a campaign, but then like me and 3 other people in the group were like, we want to be Asimars. So we were like, okay guys, we're gonna draw straws for it. We didn't actually draw straws, but like
Yeah.
we were all like, oh.
I just started. I don't know if I can say like in the present tense, but I played a session as a Goliath bard
How was that?
recently, and it was so much fun. And I want to get back and play it again because she was just a preachy, like upright, obnoxious, tough chick.
I will say.
And I loved it so much. She was like somebody that you would send, a missionary is what she was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Okay, because I'll say, we mentioned earlier, 6 is my Tabaxi Rogue character, which is a common class matchup, which I kind of just threw together. And I love her so much because she's such an asshole.
She's so great. She is really actually wonderful.
So all I do is pick on Morgan's character.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah.
It works really well.
When I was DMing for Morgan, I was picking on Morgan's character.
No, but it was dope.
But I was the DM, so.
That's, a little biased. I literally just pick on her because...
What instrument did your Goliath bard play?
No, she didn't play anything,
None.
actually. I think I got the DM to agree to, like, a tuning fork or something, because all I really wanted to do was like
Give
use her
motivational speeches.
vocals. Like that's what I wanted, almost like
A
what do you-
motivational speaker,
yeah,
a
no,
preacher.
A giant
like,
Snoopy.
Like when Gandalf comes into his own, like in that moment where I am not a conjurer of cheap tricks. Like that's what I wanted out of her. Like I wanted her to like just suddenly like key into like the internal magic inside of her. So I think I got the DM to agree to like a tuning fork that I would have to like hit when I wanted to say whatever it was that I wanted to say.
I like that.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I was going to say something, and I think I had something, but then I completely forgot.
I know, I was like, and?
Yeah, I think it started off as like DM observations, so
But
like...
that's a good one, stand-up bass, that's funny, or bassoon, yeah.
Oh, okay.
A shofar, that shofar would have been awesome.
I think a tuba would be great.
Oh my God.
Just
Imagine a Goliath walking into a dungeon with a tuba, like... No.
A properly sized tuba, not like a tuba meant for a gnome, because that could be like a French horn for them.
Yeah, that's really funny.
I want your bard to play the tuba.
Oh my God.
Do you hear that? No, what's going on? I don't know. I think there's something in the dungeon. It just got here.
Or a trombone.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you could add humorous noises
That would
to
be
the
fun.
adventure report. That would be
Or
awesome.
just a slide whistle. Just Morgan gets a slide whistle.
my
That's
God.
just it.
I'm gonna
Your character
buy you
doesn't
one.
do anything.
Oh my God.
Your character doesn't actually play the slide whistle. Morgan plays the slide whistle.
awesome. Love it.
Oh man, that's funny.
I like how we're just coming up with ways to annoy DM.
We really devolved in this topic. We were supposed to be talking about DM observations.
Yeah.
I think
so-
we hit a lot of DM
I mean,
observations,
like-
but
I know. Okay, so
Oops.
I didn't realize when I was making my first session that by putting a lock on a door, all characters then decide that is the most important room in the house and we need to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be like we have to now go find a key situation. Because there was no rogue in the party.
I'm just remembering how determined we were.
You were. Allow me to set this up properly. They were in a regular house. There's a stone door with giant chains and a padlock around the chains.
Wow, that was really
And their
good.
first instinct was to open the door.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not let's look around, find a key, maybe find something that tells us what's behind the door.
No, we like.
You saw the door and you all flocked to the door, and then you only explored the house after you'd been downstairs.
Do you remember how we finally got into it? Because I'm pretty sure it was ludicrous. Like, I think that we, like, used magic attacks and slashed at the stone for hours. Like, it was bad.
No, it's because they went through the door and down the stairs, and then someone closed the door and locked it behind them.
Yes.
So when they came back up, it was locked from the outside.
Yeah, it was bad.
And the thing was, someone tried to convince me that they could cast Mage Hand under the door to pick the lock from the outside, and I was like, you can't see the other side of the door. So then the barbarian slashed away at the door until they could make a hole big enough for your spellcaster to look through and cast. But then at that point, they got the attention of the person who locked the door.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I didn't
So,
realize.
actually, what's
Sheer
pretty good.
willpower.
What's pretty good is that's a good observation.
Yeah.
But the more and more you DM, the more and more you realize it's a good observation, and you start using that to your favor, to your advantage.
Oh yeah, like put nothing down there. I
you
should have put nothing down there.
You put stuff out there that's so obvious that the players can't help themselves, and there's nothing to it.
And there were so many things
And that's kind of fun
to
sometimes.
do in that house.
Like a mirror. Like a magic mirror.
God, we spent how many days in game trying to figure out this magic mirror?
And
it was like a cheap parlor trick.
At least the whole night. The whole night we spent. Like an entire session we spent trying to figure out
how
what
to
the secret
activate
was
this magic
about a
mirror. Turns out all it does is work in the moonlight.
Ha!
We were like, we cast spells at it. We put it underwater. And then we actually had a horse or a stag at that point lick it.
Oh, yeah. I think he was a stag at that time. Kiernanos, right?
No, it was Mildred. Maldred.
I was just about to be like, we are going to be in so much trouble that we can't remember his name. I'm glad you did.
Maldred, I remember. It's Maldred.
Awesome.
I promise I remember. But yeah. We spent so long trying to figure out that mirror, and all it does is just, it doesn't work in the daytime, only the moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I love those things.
You live and you learn.
I do.
I was like, no, this has the key to this must be.
There was
Because
no
we
key.
had a thing that was happening in the moon, and then we got this mirror, and we're like,
Yeah.
it was
bad.
Yeah.
So I think that was thoroughly investigated.
I agree.
All right.
Completely.
Shall we move on?
We shall move on.
All right.
So, the Weekly Word is going to be doing a special show next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Is it next Sunday? Yes, next Sunday. At 7 p.m., we will be teaming up with Thread Raiders, and we will be streaming on their Twitch channel and doing a special show. We have a very special guest, Little C, and it's a charity show for hunger. The details will be posted out on social media soon, but we'll be trying to raise money. So we wanted to talk a little bit about it today because we'd like to make a list of things that we will do for donations.
Mm-hmm.
Little things that if we hit certain or if people do certain things, what would we do?
Mm-hmm.
So Smurfy, Dave, you guys are with us.
Mm-hmm.
Throw some ideas out there.
Smurfy, I'm sure you've got some sick, twisted ideas.
I have an
With,
idea, but
you know,
I
within
don't know.
reason. Within reason, it's got to be
Yes.
something we could actually do.
Oh, I know.
Something
I know
not inappropriate for
it would
streaming.
not be inappropriate for streaming. I just don't know if anyone would actually agree to it.
Oh boy, this sounds
If
very.
you hit a rather large milestone, someone gets their head shaved.
Oh my God, no. Well, not me. It would not be
And not
me.
Not
And
you.
I know how much that you treasure your hair.
I
I know
can
my
tell
hair's
how
my hair's perfect now.
I
so
can tell.
yeah, it's perfect now. So
But
no,
that
that's
is
not happening.
brilliant. But
It
I
is
can't,
good.
I can't agree.
Is there anyone that you'll be partnering with who'd be down to shave their head?
I don't know.
No,
Who
not
will
for
be
that
there?
day. Not for that. But
Well,
we did
I
think.
don't, have you not
do you
met
like
Little C?
I haven't.
do you like spicy
At least
food?
not knowingly.
I do like spicy food. I don't have a very high tolerance
So because
for
that's
spicy
something
food.
I was thinking about.
I do
getting,
like it though.
You know, pepperoncinos.
No.
They're like the little Italian hot peppers that are pickled.
Are they like green and like?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know them.
Do you like them?
Are they like banana peppers?
They're not that hot.
Yes.
But they're spicy and they're hot.
No, you're not thinking of banana peppers then, because banana peppers are just
They're-
briny.
Correct.
Yeah, I would.
I was
eat-
thinking
I
about
would-
we'd have a bowl of them, and
Okay.
whenever anybody donates like $5, just we have to
I
take
feel
one.
like if we're gonna go the spicy food route, we should have to get progressively hotter things.
Hot wings.
Have you?
We could have hot wings
They
here.
have various like spicy challenges where you eat one thing, and then you eat the next one, and they get progressively hotter. You could just only take the next one once you hit a milestone.
I think that's a good idea
That's true.
because I don't think I can
because
go very.
there's it's like
I'm going to make
it's like
you
spicy.
eat all of it.
I
is
could.
it cookie or jelly. It's some sort of spice. Oh, it's like a spicy nut challenge where the peanut is
No.
coated.
I know what you're talking about, and I cannot do it. Anything intense like that, I'm already getting like beklempt thinking about it.
I could have someone. If someone donates a certain amount, I have someone paint my nails black.
Okay.
I think if we're gonna go that route, you might as well just like let me do full eyeliner.
I was gonna say eyeliner next.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Make him into a goth.
I'm good with
Ooh,
eyeliner.
You just
I did
slowly
that
get
stage.
Turned into a goth.
I've had
you
that
get
stage.
retrograded into a goth. By Morgan.
Oh my
So like
God.
every milestone, like you get like a studded.
That's what Smurfy
collar.
suggested.
Oh my lord! What? I get to do Rich's makeup. I love it.
So wait. So
No, I just realized I failed on a second. Oh no, she's gonna be so mad at me.
what?
Her package came. The package we were supposed to open together came.
Oh.
I'm so bad. Oh, I'm in so much trouble.
Wait. So you're saying if we hit certain levels, I become goth?
But every level you hit, you get a new goth level. So like if you hit like $50 nails.
I'm liking this.
$100 eyeshadow,
yeah.
eyeliner. What's
Lipstick.
Lipstick.
Collar.
Studded collar.
Yeah.
It's got to be black lipstick though.
Yeah,
Or
obviously.
like very dark. I have
Very
the
dark
perfect
red.
shade. Don't you worry.
I'm convinced you have this. I'm convinced you have everything he needs.
I went
this
through some
makeover.
phases. You know, it's okay.
I know. I've seen your Facebook.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Maybe some like clip-on earrings.
That could work. That could work.
Or I could just get my ears re-pierced.
I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Ooh, pierce his ears live on stream.
No.
Oh, do I know a jeweler? Maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had my
come
ears
on.
pierced. I had four holes.
They look
I
still
just
pierced.
some of them are. Some of them probably can be.
I'm sure that one can be.
I just had a piercing reopened. It was not fun.
I went to get one of my piercings done, and she was like looking at my old holes, and she was like, "I can do that one again." I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, no problem." And we just went for it and re-pierced a bunch of my piercings right then and there.
So when I first got my ears pierced, I went to my mom. I was 13, and I went to my mom. I said I'd like to get my ears pierced. She's like, "If you want to do it, we'll go down together. We'll go down to the jeweler. We'll get it. They use a gun, pop it right 2 seconds, right?" So we go down to the jeweler. She's like, "You'll get one. I'll get one." Because you always had to buy two, right? And I was only getting one. At that time, you only did one.
Right.
So we go down there, we sit down, and she's telling me and explaining to me, and turns to the guy and is like, "You're going to use the gun, right?" And he's like, No, we don't use the gun here. Right? So my mom thought he was joking. But he wasn't joking. He was,
used a needle.
No. He used the starter earring. He just took it and popped it right through.
Okay, that's
I was like...
horrible.
And I went first, right?
How painful must that have been?
I have a high tolerance for pain. So to me, it wasn't that big a deal. But my mother didn't want to go.
Oh, my God.
She didn't want to go. After I was done, she did not want to go.
Wow.
But I remember that. I remember that so vividly.
Wow. No.
It was so
I've had
great.
a lot of like unpleasant
That's what was there.
situations. What?
Wow. It was the jewelry store. It was in Farmingdale, and I believe it was where the Subway was. On the corner of Main Street and Hicksville. Because I've been dying trying to figure out what was there, and I think it was the jewelry place where I got my ears pierced.
No, very cool.
So, anyway, back to real life. Sorry about that.
I was thinking of something else that we could do.
Goth. I like that.
So I was thinking for every increase, we could let whoever it was who donated pick an accent and make us talk in that accent until we receive a higher donation, and then the person who donated a higher amount could choose a new accent.
What accents can you do though? Are you gonna?
I will try all of them
because you can easily butcher a bunch of languages.
I will. I mean, like I can certainly try my best.
I can pull off not an accent, but I can pull off very, very convincingly insane person. I did it as an NPC.
Don't doubt it.
Wait, let's catch up on comments, right? So Dave said, just followed Thread Raiders on Twitch. Can't do spicy food. I have so many ideas. Didn't Rich have a henna tattoo just recently?
Yes,
I did, yeah. Dave. Yes, that was at Gen Con. It's gone now. They wear off after like a few weeks. How do you know Thread Raiders? So Dave, I'm really good friends with Chaotic Anarchy. As a matter of fact, we hung out at Gen Con. And she runs the whole Thread Raider. Her and TK run the Thread Raiders channel for all the different
I feel like I missed something.
charities.
I'm sure
we'll get to it. We're getting to it. Okay. So that's how I know them, and that's why CA had asked us to do a special show, and we said, of course, we'd do a special show for them. We love those guys. Morgan West. I even texted.
This is
you to
about
remind
the
you.
package.
The package, right. Dishonor on your dice.
She dishonored my dice.
They can't get worse.
She's like,
You're
dishonor
fine.
on you, dishonor on your dice. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Next week, I will remember it.
So Dave said, this is so anti-paleo that I almost like it. Because I was thinking of something like anti-paleo since I'm on a paleo diet. He said, how about a hot dog eating fundraiser? Every $5 means we all eat a hot dog. If we have to stop, then we throw in $20.
That's cute. Oh, I love that.
So, like, we'll just make a whole bunch of hot dogs. We'll have them here, and every $5, not all of us. I think one of us has to eat a hot dog.
Has to eat a hot dog every
Yes,
$5.
I love that idea.
Oh, my God.
I also love hot dogs.
So, hot dog, goth, I think we
spicy
have a
things.
lot of. I think we have a lot of different things. I don't think we need the spicy things. We do the hot dogs.
Oh yeah, there should only be one eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the hot dogs. Oh boy.
That's the most
And it is so,
thing.
it is so unpaleo. No, do we do Dave? Do we have to eat them? Let me ask. Do we have to eat them with the buns? Right? We don't have to. Right? Just hot dog. Like I can just eat a hot dog. Because if eating it with the bun would be horrible for me.
Okay, so eat just a hot dog. That's fine.
I
I'll have my hot
Every
dogs with
$5.
buns.
He will have your buns.
No. I'm not going to have his buns, too. That's too much bread.
No. Every $5 is a lot.
So
Right,
Could be
we
a
could
lot
do
of hot dogs.
$10 or something.
Yeah,
No, I think it should be $5, at least for starters. When we get to...
If it's $5 if we don't have to eat the bun.
Oh my God. All right. Well, now we're getting nitty.
Yeah, now you're getting
Like
the nitty
nitpicky.
gritty.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, might as well make it something else. Like, what's another thing that they do for like food eating competitions? Because they have the Nathan's 4th of July hot dog contest, Joey Bag of Donuts, Forever Champ.
Oh my God.
My brother's a fan.
I don't know, but I'd love to have the.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad idea.
Ideas keep rolling in.
Dave said instead of me having to eat a bun, I just have to eat 2 hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right. Which the nitrates would kill me just as bad. But we get it.
Yeah.
We get it. Some things you gotta sacrifice.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get a couple of volunteers here to help us cook. So
and also
for the help with the makeup.
Well, Morgan's got your makeup situation.
I got you, boo.
All right.
Have you seen? I've seen like videos that are like, we've been challenged to eat like 22,000 calories of Taco Bell in a day.
Oh my gosh.
Or
I
we've
can
been
do
challenged to eat 100 McNuggets in a day.
I feel like I could easily do that though.
I could do that
in
too.
one sitting.
I think no. One sitting, no. I've done 20.
I can do 20 in a sitting. I won't feel great after.
No.
Well, also, because
No.
whenever I get 20 McNuggets, I get 2 large fries and 2 sodas. Like, I'm pretending I'm sharing with someone. I have to convince the person in the drive-thru that I'm sharing.
Karen, I love you so much.
Wait. I'm sorry. Could you just say that again? Because I missed it. I'm sorry.
Whenever I get, like, the 20-pack of McNuggets,
Okay.
I get 2 drinks and 2 large fries so I can pretend I'm sharing.
Oh my god.
So that might happen.
I feel like I've definitely done that in a moment of like low moments. For sure. I feel like I've definitely done that.
I'm pretty sure I've done this at the store.
I mean, I also did. This is coming from the girl who literally bet Rich Ricky the other day that Wendy's doesn't have Barks root beer, and I bet him $20, and then he was right,
$20.
and I was so upset. He's like, fine, I'll buy you Taco Bell with it. So we went to Taco Bell after Wendy's.
Did you make a bet about what drinks Taco Bell?
Wait, I'm sorry, I can't get past this. So you order an extra drink just so nobody else thinks that it's just you eating them?
First of all, drink and fries.
Okay, I feel like I've done something like that.
Do you
before.
drink the fries?
I drink and eat all of it.
So, like, what if I was in the car with you? Would you order?
You'd get your own meal.
There would be a third person in the scenario.
There'd be like, there'd be like a third smaller drink, and the big ones are. You'd get a big one, and I'd get like the small.
You know what trick I like to do sometimes when I'm ordering like a lot of food and I know it shouldn't be? I give a hesitation before I continue with like the second half of the order. I'm like, and then I like pick up my phone.
I pretend to look at my phone.
Yeah, this.
I literally walk up to the counter every time I'm making a big food order, look down and pretend I'm reading off the orders.
Oh, I love you so much.
And then I'll be like, oh, and this one, I know the order by heart. I have 2 rotating Taco Bell orders.
Oh my god. That's so good.
I know the order. I'm lying to you if I pretend. If I'm looking at my phone, I'm lying. Same thing with Chipotle. I don't order 2 Chipotle burritos because that would be ridiculous. But I will order, like, the tacos and the burrito bowl.
Nice.
Dave said he has no problem with this 20 McNugget scenario. Oh my God! I find that hysterical.
It's so good.
Thank you very much
Also,
for sharing that.
because you need to balance out the McNugget to fry ratio, and one
That's
large
true.
fry and 20 McNuggets does not balance out.
No?
It does not.
I feel like I could down the nuggets way before I finish all those fries. I'd have to go
one
like
large fry and 20 McNuggets. Do you know how many McNuggets are to 20 McNuggets?
yeah, 20.
I always
There's way more fries than 20 in the pack
No, but
of
you,
large
who
fries.
does a one fry per one nugget? No, it's a handful of fries per nugget.
I have to agree with Karen.
It's handful of fries,
Oh my God.
which has potentially 3
That's
to
so
5
funny.
French fries per one McNugget.
I think I eat my McDonald's
That's
weird
fair.
then because like
You eat one
I'll
fry
start
at a time?
no. I usually finish one item before like not completely.
That's
I'll
not
switch
completely
it up.
it. I used to do
I'll
that.
eat like a handful and then I'll switch and then a handful and I'll switch and then I have to finish all of one thing and then I'm like, oh, but I still have this other thing.
Oof.
Oh, well, it depends because a very large proportion of the time I'm in the car. So that is a one item at a time scenario. But if I
Uh-huh.
have a table,
Oh man. All right.
have you seen me spread out on
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday nights? I get food and I'm just like, this end of the table is mine. You might
Okay.
be the DM over there, but I am eating.
I'm
over
the
here.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Karen. I'm going to have to do this with you. I want to see this. I want to because when I go up and I order Taco Bell and I have a big order and they always and I'm just by myself and then they ask me, is that the dine-in to go out? I'm like, really? I'm leaving. I can't eat all that by myself.
Okay.
Oh,
Also, who has ever said dine in? Like, I feel like that's like
It's
distinctly.
usually stay or to go.
It's to stay or to go,
Oh,
which is
which
not
is-
what they do it up in New England. I learned.
Really?
You don't stay. I said that once, and the person looked at me like I was like a psychopath. They're like, "You're staying. What is it? What does that mean?"
You see, the other key to all these fast food trickery things is to always be in the drive-thru because the person taking my order can't judge me because they can't
That's
see that
so
I'm the
good.
only one in the car.
I love that.
Only the person who hands me the food knows.
Sometimes it's the same person.
I
They
have
don't remember me.
I
That
have
was 3 cars ago.
I have a particular Starbucks that I usually go to, and
you
that's
didn't want to.
Starbucks.
Just by the way, I would like to point out
Yeah.
that you didn't really want to go down this topic path.
I know.
This one is the one
What
that-
was the original topic?
Things that we could do
Things
for the.
you can do for the fundraiser.
Oh, yeah. Well, because it devolved into
Into talking about
fast
food.
But we knew it was going to devolve. All the topics devolve into
Yeah.
something.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. But so I have one Starbucks I usually go to, and it's my go-in Starbucks. Like, I refuse to go on the drive-through line. I don't know why. I just refuse to do it. And poor Alex has, like, every time we go, he's like, oh, now we have to go in. Like, why do we always have to go in here?
Why? I mean,
It just feels right.
It feels wrong for me to be inside of a Wendy's or a McDonald's or specifically a Taco Bell.
I went into a Wendy's one time in the past, like, 4 years, and I felt very strange being in the Wendy's.
Oh my God! Not hot dogs.
What?
We should get White Castle.
Oh my! The belly bombs, a crave case.
We should get.
Oh man!
You can also buy a box of 20 tacos. How about just boxes of 20 things? So you can get a box of 20 Taco Bell, box of 20 McNuggets.
I just want all the nuggets. Like, let's just
Do
do
you want to do the 100 nugget challenge?
I want to do a nugget for every $1 we make.
You're gonna get so sick.
If we did it together, I think we would be okay.
Look, a nugget for every 5 and a belly bomber for every 10.
First of all, you'd be eating the
All
nuggets
right.
waiting for the
So this is
5.
what we'll do. We'll get the 20 nuggets, and the 20 nuggets will be the first $20 we make. And I'll eat all those 20 nuggets. I have no problem.
After that,
that'll be dinner. Sweet. I don't
wait.
have that.
every 5 after that, we'll rotate
For a hot dog.
We'll rotate the belly bombers.
Bomb? All right, I'm down.
Because
for
that bread I'll eat, even though I know it'll be more bread in the long run.
It's better.
It's better.
All right.
Oh my God.
We're getting there. We're getting somewhere.
I still want to.
So all right, so Smurfy said every donation equals ice water being poured on both Rich and Morgan.
Oh,
You know what? We're in
not
my apartment.
summertime
We're also in my apartment, Smurfy. While I like that, can I tell you something? I got angry at my daughter last week,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel really horrible for having gotten angry.
What'd she do?
She got me with a practical joke.
Oh boy.
She was like, I can do a magic trick. Do you want to see? I'm like, sure.
Oh, was it the
do
water
love that
bottle
nut
one?
light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it was the
fell
water
for that.
bottle.
Yeah,
What
Yeah.
was it? What was what?
The thing is, I saw it coming. I'm like,
What's a
don't
water
do this,
bottle
don't do this.
thing?
Oh, you
So
don't
she was
know?
like,
Oh.
she's like pretending like she put the nickel in the bottom of the bottle,
Do it.
and she's
Never mind.
like, you want to see? Look, it's in the bottom.
Oh,
and
then
you
squirt-
squeeze it.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, that probably was off frame, but I made this motion.
That's scary.
And she did it, but it was inside here, and I got angry at first, and
boy.
I got her really upset, and I felt really bad
Aw.
because it was just a bad reaction. And then then I came out and I told her, I said, I'll be honest with you, it was actually kind of funny. It was really kind of funny. If it had happened to somebody else, it would have been really, really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But she saw it on TV.
Yeah.
At first I thought she saw it on YouTube. And I was like, well, sometimes they do on YouTube. She's like, no, I saw it on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm like, I'm writing them a letter. How dare you impression 9-year-old girls?
That's funny.
But it was very funny. I have to say, it was very funny.
mean,
It's one of those things
yeah.
that you look back on and go, that was pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You fell for it too.
I did. I really, really did. I think also one time my daughter did. She made a comment in the back, and I'm like, I'm talking to her, and I'm looking at her. She's not listening. I'm like, you okay back there? She's like, yeah, I'm just waiting for you to say something interesting.
Wow.
Out loud, I said, what did you say? Inside, I'm going, that was awesome.
You got burned. When you get burned by your offspring, I feel like you are so divided between I did
So
such a good job and hey.
Yes, she's so good at it.
That's cute.
I have a coworker that just constantly gets burned by her son, and I'm like, he's a little sass pants. Like you're gonna have to watch out. Pre-hormones. Like,
Oh boy.
Okay, so we have so it's going to be a food thing. The first $20 that
it's
we
Morgan's
get
dinner.
is no. I'll share. I'll do nuggets.
No,
too.
don't you
No.
touch my nuggets.
No, you're gonna have to get your own 20 McNuggets. Well,
She could do the 20 McNuggets. Then we'll rotate through the belly
Well,
bombers.
the other thing though is if we're gonna do your
like
makeup,
the
you
belly
really don't
buttons.
want me to do your makeup with my hands all greasy because that's gross.
No. I'll have somebody else here.
I want to do your makeup though.
You could do it too. You could do some of it, and we'll just have somebody else here too.
Okay.
And if we have another person here, if we have, I don't know, we'll figure out what little C can do. Unfortunately, we're going to be on their Twitch, and the best thing that little C does is sing. So she won't be able to sing
Oh boy.
because you can't sing on Twitch. You can't sing copyrighted songs.
Interesting.
Oh, that makes sense.
So
I mean,
you're right, Smurfy. She is the best. She's awesome. Smurfy just said my daughter's the best.
Aw.
So, but
Well, I think we've got some really great ideas.
all right, you have to email. I have to give you CA's email.
Okay.
You have to email her the logo that you used on the Patreon,
Okay.
and then any website addresses that we want her to put on because they've got we're actually going to dial into them. We're gonna zoom into them, and then we'll just do it that way. It'd be their OBS.
Okay.
And it's like we're on a conference call.
Sweet.
And so just send them all the links that you want to put on the
Okay.
the
Yeah, I
overlay.
can do that. All right. So
Very cool.
that brings us to our next segment, which is what are we watching, reading, and listening to?
Which is really for you.
oh, for me, okay. This week I just keep cycling through podcasts. Like I'll catch up on one, go catch up on another one, go catch up on another one. So I'm currently going through the Broadswords, which I feel like I might have been going through the last time you asked me this.
Really?
Yeah, I love Broadsword's so good. Great all-female D&D podcast. It's I forget the network they're on because I don't listen, which is hilarious. But yeah, it's great. It's 3 players playing through this world DM'd by Victoria Rogers. I know the DM's name.
Cool.
That's about it. And it's great. And right now I'm at the part where they just got stranded on an island because their ship got attacked by an aboleth. So don't tell me what happens.
All right.
But yeah, I've got that going. haven't been reading anything other than all my lore dumps for D&D, because it's 20 pages. It's probably not actually 20 pages.
Knowing we're tricky, it's probably close.
Well, okay, because I've gotten, in the past 24 hours, I've gotten 3 Word documents. I'm imagining combined they're at least 20 pages.
Probably.
I've been through the first 2. I'm scared to open the third one. But I'm excited too because I want all that knowledge in here. I'm just worried about what the exchange rate is going to be. So, like, if I keep all this information in, what am I losing? Because that's how it works.
It's so true.
The sad thing is, I will never lose 90s pop songs. Like, that's cemented in there. So what important information? Am I going to lose my social security number? am I going to lose, like, some treasured childhood memories? Like, I don't know.
Are you watching anything?
I have a to-do list. Which is the new Dark Crystal series. It just came out on Netflix.
I just finished it.
What are your opinions?
So I touched upon it a couple weeks ago, but I thoroughly enjoyed the story. I thoroughly enjoyed the series. I have concerns over the Muppets because in this world now of CGI and things that they could have done, I think they wound up not doing. I think they tried to stick too much to the original movie as far as the characters and stuff like that.
Right.
And it makes it kid-like, and it's not a kid series. Yeah, it's not a kid series.
Dark.
So
I'll have to watch it and get.
Have you seen the original? I feel like it's a dumb question, but I have to ask.
Oh yes.
There's not. A lot of people haven't.
The Skeksis noise from that first scene where they're in their like council is like my favorite thing to annoy Alex with, or one of the many things.
That's not the favorite.
No, there's lots of things, but it's one of the things. I love doing it. I love making the Skeksis noise.
I think the Skeksis are just so disturbing looking. I enjoy them so much. Like,
yeah, I agree with that.
Decrepit they are. They're a lot like D&D hags, where like they're just decrepit and gross and broken, and they wallow in it, or they love it, and I'm like, you're so cool. Like all the things Lothric does.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But I do enjoy the story.
Yeah. All right.
Did you watch the whole series?
It's on my to-do list.
Oh, okay.
That and The Boys and.
Keep in mind, it's a series.
Oh yeah.
Not a movie. Multiple season series.
Oh yeah, of course they're gonna go on. I mean.
I was surprised how far they actually went.
Really?
Yes. You'll see what I mean.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how about what you haven't said no to?
You mean other than showing up here tonight?
Yes. Name something that you didn't say no to. For good or for bad.
This is hard.
Oh yeah.
Something I didn't say no to. I've been saying no a lot recently just because I'm being picky, because I have to go through some like choices right now. I'm in the process of car shopping, so I've been saying a lot of like no to things. Let's see. That's been consuming my life. That and D&D.
We can take it back if you want. Take it way back.
Let's see. Didn't say no to.
Something maybe that you should have that you didn't.
If we're gonna go there.
Yeah, you can go anywhere you want. That's the one that I like.
What I should have said no to, but didn't. I'm like, okay. Things that I did say no to that I probably shouldn't have, like, just various friends from school have been like, hey, come hang out, and I've been like, no. And I regret my choices. Because I now miss those stupid people. They'll never see this, it's fine. I was the nerd of the group. I've tried to convince them to play D&D, they won't.
Oh, shame.
I think I intimidate them with it. I'm like, you could be a rogue, and you can like, you can do this or that.
Yes.
Subclasses.
So good.
But yeah, that or miss those people, and I'm blanking. I don't know what I've been doing with my life. Work, sleep, D&D. That's been my life.
All
We
right.
obviously know the answer to this. She should have said no to drugs.
I win.
All right. So next up, we have our quick notes and plugs. So Karen, would you like to share a little bit of your social media stuff?
Sure. I am the 13th Arcanaut on Twitter. 13, the number, then the TH, then Arcana, Arcana, UT. Sort of, I was trying to go for like a Jason and the Argonauts thing.
Yeah, I like that.
You have no idea how long I sent. I was like, okay, Arcanaut or Arcanaut. I still sometimes will switch back and forth because I'm not sure which one sounds better. So either one of those, it depends on the week. And I plan to be getting more active on Twitter and
Sweet.
Good.
stuff because I should do that and be involved in this millennia.
Do you mind if I'm going to add you to our supporters list?
Okay.
So every week when we send it out, you'll get hit by it, and I'll follow you too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that out.
Sweet. So yeah, I should be active on there more because planning on doing more things, getting more involved in the nerd community.
Yeah.
Haha.
Love it.
There may be opportunities for you then opening up.
Yep. I don't know what exactly I'll be doing yet. I mean, I'd love to make stuff because I love making stuff, but I'm sure we'll do things.
Mm-hmm. So next up, we have upcoming items. There we go. I got there. If you would like us to review something, drop it in a comment or send us an email at socialmedia@lrhobbies.com.
Yes, we will be reviewing some upcoming stuff, and I can't list them because we haven't listed them yet. October Faction is a project our friend George Strayton just finished up that will be dropping on this month on Netflix. I was able to add it to my watch list.
Sweet.
And the quick write-up is Monster Hunters Fred and Dolores Allen tangle with evil and family drama with their teenage twins. From the comics by Steve Niles and Damian Worm.
Cool.
So check it out. We'll be reviewing it after that comes out. And after
Is it up now?
No, but I was able to put it on my watch list.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
So it comes out sometime this month.
Very cool. Octocon Gaming Convention is coming up. It's going to be October 19th and 20th at the Bethpage Library.
It's free.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all gaming or like tabletops?
It's mostly tabletop. Like what kind of game? There's RPGs.
Because I had a friend who was super into mega games, which are like, I actually got roped into one where we played U.S. Embassy, like employees, ambassadors who were dealing with the zombie outbreak. So like we were at the U.S. Embassy, and then we had people at various state capitals, and we all had to communicate, and they were managing their resources, and like we were the ones
really
handling who got what aid and where foreign aid went and who got the National Guard and who got the Navy. So, oh my God, it was crazy. But so I know there's a mega gaming community on Long Island because it was hosted here.
That's really cool.
So that'd be something to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah. No, that's not here. This is smaller, but send me info on that.
Okay.
Something to think about because the next one is to keep an eye out for the new Long Island Tabletop. No, wait. I'm sorry. Long Island Tabletop is getting its own convention in April.
Okay.
April of 2020, and something like that would be something interesting. So because they are no longer going to be put into that little spot on the side, they get the entire Cradle of Aviation.
So actually, at the 2018 Long Island Tabletop Expo, I played in a mega game. I'm blanking on the name. I think it was something like Mafia. It was something like that. But it was a game where you're playing as like stockbrokers and trying to mess up other people's stocks. But the game is designed to be played like at a bar. With like 20 or more players, and you're supposed to order your stocks from the bartender as you order your drinks, so
Nice.
that other people don't
cool.
realize what you're up to.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Also, as part of that, there's going to be an escape room there.
Yeah, I love escape rooms.
I am 2 for 3 in escape rooms, but
Nice.
the last one shouldn't count because we did not it was like recommended 4 to 5 people, and I was like, we're gonna do it with 2. Yeah, we're done.
I happen to know the designers of this one.
Very cool. Go ahead.
Sorry, keep an eye out for the Long Island Tabletop Twitch and YouTube channel. They're going to be coming soon, and they will be starting to put a lot of live content both on Twitch and YouTube, and videos on YouTube. Everything that's Long Island Tabletop, gaming, or related to gaming, as well as some other fun shows that will be on there. I know that I have a couple of ideas out there, and maybe I'll be doing something there.
Cool.
Links for all subjects we've covered tonight are in the video description.
If you liked the video, click the like button. Let us know you liked it.
Hit the bell.
Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribing to us. We did increase our subscriber base this week by 3 additional subscribers, so thank you if you were among them.
And thank you if you're not. Thank you for continuing to subscribe.
Absolutely.
We like you.
If you'd like to be a guest on the Weekly Word, DM this guy right here on Twitch. No, not on Twitch. On Twitter at LRTerrain. Or
Maybe
you can
Twitch
email
soon.
him.
Or email me directly at rich.parla@lrhobbies.com. We are currently booking through October. Just to give you guys a heads up on our guest list for the next couple of weeks. Next week we have Dice Geeks with us.
Yeah.
Dice Geeks has been on before, but he's got 2 new products on. He does a lot of random charts. So you might want to, it will help you spice up your game. For our special show, we have Little C. You're going to love Little C. I will be running a campaign for Little C on the Long Island Tabletop Twitch or YouTube, whichever is more appropriate for Little C. On the 26th of September, we have Mets Girl, and on October 3rd, we have David O. Miller. For those who do not know David O. Miller, David did a lot of Dungeons & Dragons artwork back in the 80s, 90s era, and like Dragon magazine covers and D&D artwork and a lot of modern artwork that you may have seen, and he's going to come on. That'll be fun.
So if you're free on October 10th, that means we're open and ready to have you join us. So let us know. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on Twitter at LRTerrain. You can follow us on Instagram at Legendary Realms Games. You can become a Patreon at patreon.com/theweeklyword.
All it takes is $1 to support us so we can get better equipment, pay our graphic artists, and buy fun stuff to play test and review.
I'm Morgan West.
I am Rich Parla. That was backwards.
Well, that's okay.
I was Karen.
Still is Karen, by the way, even after this. We
see.
promise we will not change her name.
We'll see.
Well, that's your thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, we will.
Take care.
Au revoir.
Bye now.
Oh, wait, I should be switching scenes.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.